Okay, so I know I haven't been on YouTube for a bit. I've been waiting for my laptop to get fixed, and I know some people in the comment section, they've been dying for an update video. But I'm here to explain to you why I chose to quit the Copenhagen beard process. It's probably good to first explain essentially what happened over the first 2 months. I wasn't going to make this video up front just because, you know, it was just something that I wasn't doing anymore, and, you know, something that I was like, oh, I'm not doing, you know, it's just something I wasn't just that passionate about, or I wasn't even passionate about it in the first place, but it was just something that I just wanted to do, and I wasn't doing it anymore, so I just was gonna like void it out. But you know, since you guys were commenting and was curious about if the product would work, you know, I feel like I kind of owe it to you guys to kind of make this update. But I feel like that feelings like this is very important for the purchasing process if you're thinking about buying this beard growth kit. First, I guess it's probably more appropriate to sort of explain my kind of overall thoughts of what a journey exactly is. Journey, in my sort of like a long process, something from beginning to end, just sort of like a destination or an idea that you kind of want to meet. It's not like a Webster dictionary type of thing. It's just like my kind of process of like what a journey sort of is, whether if it's like a trip, weight loss journey, even like a beard journey, which, you know, Copenhagen kind of keeps like advertising over and over, and you know, it's exactly that. It's a long journey of growing your beard, and it was the self-realization early on of how kind of realizing how long this journey might actually take. And if you're watching this video and if you're one of the people that were really interested in understanding how long the process could take, that's where I kind of started to jump ship, just because, to be honest with you, again, everyone's life is different, but you know, with Zoom University going on, you know, and then at the same time I'm also working full-time, and yes, this is probably something that could take 15 minutes out of my day, not even, like, actually it took more or less like 5 minutes. You know, realizing how long it was gonna take, I'm not sure, you know, if it was something I cared about that much. For me, I've always wanted to change how I look sometimes, and you know, something that I never really experienced in my life was a full complete beard, and it was something that, you know, I just wanted to play around with, and quarantine was probably the best time to do so. While doing so, I noticed that, you know, on my cheeks here, it needs a lot of repair here, and you know, I have a lot of hair growth here. Like my mustache is very good, it's just the cheeks that, you know, like the sides here, that really need a lot of work. First, I am going to say that for the 2 months, I did start to see some progress. But that's kind of where I started to jump ship, and started to where I kind of realized how long the process of getting like a full fat complete beard was going to look. You really have to look at the subtle hints of how long this process would take. So let's stop being vague, I guess, for a second. You know, let's go over the two things. Did it work? And why did I stop? Did it work? Absolutely, it did work. And I feel like I'm still kind of feeling some of the effects today. I'm not sure if it's a placebo, but I feel like for the hairs that I already had, it's actually been growing stronger. Not that it was weak before, but I just noticed that overall, like my mustache, my goatee, was slightly thicker, not significantly, but something that I feel like I did notice a bit. So the product did work in terms of strengthening my hairs, and then during the process, 2 months, I know I still have some stuff left, but you know, I actually shaved it, I would say maybe like in early September. So it's already starting to grow back a bit, but you know, when I was in the process of, you know, like not shaving at all, I actually did notice a little bit more hairs growing in my cheeks. Actually some hairs under my lip here. I don't know exactly the terms of whatever, but you know, hairs under lip hair, that definitely grew more, which is a big indicator that the kit did work. But essentially, you know, I feel like it really, you know, now kind of moving on to the next part, like why did I leave? It really depends on how much time and effort you want to put into this thing. Because even when you look, and I looked at the really subtle details. So for me, I felt like when I was going into this process, it's like, do I want to fix my beard? Yes. You buy this kit and that's it. And then after, you know, you use the kit, after let's say like 4 months or so, then everything is fixed. That's what I was kind of going in. That's what I felt that the advertisements were saying. And you know, they keep saying that, you know, growing your beard is a journey and this and that. But you really have to understand that everyone's journey is different, and it really depends on how much repair, you know, you're trying to make. And for me, it was a significant amount, which would actually require a lot more time and a lot more money. And you know, I kept seeing these advertisements, and to this day I still see the advertisements of the, you know, of the founder. He presses the thing, like the formula juice thing, over and over, and it's out. And then he said, oh, the worst feeling is when like you're out of, you know, of like the formula, and you know, you just want to buy more. And then he's like, buy it, and he says like all these deals and stuff. And then like in my head, I kind of like brushed it off, because I'm like, oh, like I'm pretty sure this is like a one thing and then you're done. No, your beard length, so your beard repair journey is what I want to say, really depends on how much repair you're trying to do. So if you're like me, you know, you have a lot of spots on your cheeks that need to be filled, keep in mind that if you really want this to work, it's going to take a significant amount of time. And for someone like me, you know, yes, I can, you know, for some people, they're willing to stick it out and all this stuff. But, you know, for someone that, you know, like not trying to, like, you know, we all have things that we're trying to like work up towards. And for me, I'm trying to practice some elements of minimalism in my life. So I'm actually trying to cut certain things out, like excess spending. And this was one of the things I kind of saw, was like, okay, you know, is a look really, is like an idea, like social media influence look, are really going to fix that? Or can I just work with what I have and make the most out of it? You know, kind of, instead of trying to fix my weaknesses, build on the strengths that I already have. So that's actually what I've been more or less focusing on. And yes, it's not, you know, it's maybe not the full beard look that, you know, that you kind of see like online, that's like really dope. But let's be honest, you really have to ask yourself, do you love the look, or are you trying to do it just because, you know, other people who have influenced you in your life kind of have that look and you feel like that you need it too? If that makes sense. Just, you know, it's, again, I'm just explaining to you what I kind of went through, but it's something I feel like that is absolutely necessary to think about before buying this product. So for a very small recap of kind of like what's been going on, you know, the product overall, it's not a bad product at all. You know, I 100% think it's at least worth a shot. You know, if you're willing, so take a long period of time to dedicate yourself to fixing your beard and getting that ideal look. It's definitely worth a shot. If you're in your head, if you're like, well, I'm not, you know, really into like a beard like that, I just wanted like this, oh, like you're in the mindset where like, oh, like it would be nice to like have like that full beard look. If it's, you know, more of like a convenience type of thing, like me, I personally wouldn't recommend the product, just because, you know, again, depending on if you're like me, if you have a lot of space to repair, then it might take a lot of time to do so. You know, it really depends on your situation, whether or not if you want to dedicate your time to this. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I do have plans to make more videos, you know, revolving around my car and my life, and sort of like what's been going on in this like pandemic. So stay tuned for that. thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great one. See you in the next one. Peace.
Time is ticking, baby.